All right, fingers crossed, but if peace holds, right, how does that change the narrative, right? Well, not just for the economy and markets, but for the Federal Reserve. I know bringing out QI Research CEO, Chief Strategist, Danielle DiMartino booth. All right, so Danielle, we had the minutes.
Wah, 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 uh-huh.
But before we even talk about like some of the things that are happening, because bond yields are pulling down, right? Oil is coming down. Just the Fed, there's been a faction of the Fed that they've dug in, they've entrenched on, like, we're hawks, we're not going to change our minds.
And there are more of them. They went from several Fed officials advocate for a rate hike this year to some officials. And every word in these minutes counts, meaning there are more hawks now.
How did that happen?
Are they tone deaf? Seriously. Before we came on the air, I was saying that there's a small business survey that the Kansas City Fed produces. Small businesses are choking on high interest rates. Job insecurity that comes out of the New York Fed, just down the street from where we are right now. Right. That's going up. The Fed is not listening to small businesses, and they're not listening to working men and working women, period, end.
So, and there's been this big thing, right? We have bond yields coming down. We're going to bring up a chart of oil and talk about oil inflation and truflation, which is up a little bit, but not anywhere near with the Fed.
And but that is above truflation core.
Right.
Core CPI, meaning people have less money to spend on discretionary goods. And again, the Fed is ignoring that too.
So this ISM data has been intriguing. Services, we're going to bring up both services and manufacturing. The headlines have been pretty good, but internally, and this gets to your point, employment on the service down side. Now, that's serious contraction. It was above 50, it's below 50 contraction. Obviously, still contraction from manufacturing.
Right. We're writing about this today. Look, Charles, there's a difference between 50 and 49 and 45 on that employment index. 45 is recessionary. The last time we saw 45 was 2007, 2009, the Great Recession, and before that, 2001.
But does the Fed get to hide behind last Friday's jobs report? If you're a hawk and you saw that jobs report, there's no need to move off the needle. You can say I'm hawkish because there's,
Because the BLS said that 79,000 Americans were out of work because of the weather in the hottest March in the history of the United States. And then the birth-death adjustment added another 100,000. Look, they're obviously pulling these numbers out of someplace we should not talk about this as a family network. But, Charles, they should be paying attention to what these surveys are saying. They should be paying attention to what their
by the way, their surveys, what their surveys
their own
are saying.
surveys are saying this.
Yeah. All right. So we talk about, you always focus on businesses, small businesses in particular. You talk
They're the backbone of this economy.
The backbone of the economy. What about the consumer? The consumer's got these tax rebates coming in,
Look, one big beautiful bill was supposed to produce one big $1,000 increase in average tax refunds. We're at $350, and there are fewer taxes that have been filed compared to last year. My concern, Charles, is that every single car on the road is spending $75 more a month to drive that car. That $350 average tax refund's not going to go very far until we get crude oil back to where we were before Iran.
Bank of America is saying, despite the messaging from the Federal Reserve and this hawkish stance, that if you look at quits rates, they're indicating that the Fed has to start cutting, or historically they have cut.
Look, it is at recessionary levels. You know what I call the quits rate the take this job and shove it rate. And the higher it is, the more you can tell your boss where he can put his job, quit, and find another good job. But when the quit broke 2% last week, I mean, that is as loud of a message as you can possibly broadcast. Janet Yellen, I'm happy we don't have to talk about her as much as we used to, but she used to say that the quits rate was the most.
I remember her number one thing on her dashboard.
Number one thing on her dashboard, and it broke 2%, hit 1.9%. It's at recessionary levels. Look, they have no excuse to continue ignoring their own data.
All right, well, I'm glad you're here now, but I can't wait to see you next time, because maybe it will be Jay Powell. Maybe it will be Jay Powell's last time as Fed chair.
Maybe it might be Warsh's first meeting.
It's going to be one hell of a gathering.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks so much.